This is the start of a new era, and I'm not even joking. The traditional financial system has proven that XRP is the best cryptocurrency. Based on Mr. Zoom, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are three of the world's 100 most valuable assets. Bitcoin is in 7th place, Ethereum is in 25th, and XRP is in 100th. Okay, because of the market cap difference. But can you tell the difference between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP? What do you think? CME does. CME proved to us today that XRP is really a picked one. Don't even joke about it. A study from Jungle Inc. and the CME Group says that XRP is 400 to 500 times faster than Bitcoin and 30 to 40 times faster than Ethereum. XRP is the financial backbone of XRP. What the heck do you people not understand? The old way of doing business with money said, wait a minute, Bitcoin is a big no-no. Ethereum, no-go, same thing. The fees for XRP are the lowest and it is the fastest. Okay, what do you think will be part of the new money system? This is why I said XRP is like steroids, speed and reliability. This is why XRP is being taken seriously for global payments infrastructure and not just hype, right? The story about XRP is changing from speculation to institutional adoption in just 3 to 5 seconds. Exactly, XRP is being evaluated as infrastructure, which is what we talked about. This is so crazy. And by the way, it's not just any random person because they're talking about XRP as the financial infrastructure, the pyramid, right? Changes need to be made to the base form. It needs to be fixed up, and it will be. They plan to use XRP to do it, which will change the whole system for everyone and everything. That's why it will be moving money and value around right away. Yes? So what if the world really does become very futuristic? What if we live in a digital world? Of course, we do, right? We're a part of AI and robots, you guys. But that's not what I mean. Picture putting on a headset and being in a totally different world, right? You'll think that world is real, okay? And for that, all that stuff to work out, guys. But that's so ahead of its time. It's possible that it will happen in our lives. Most likely, though, there should be a blockchain that works really well, okay? That's XRP to me. Now let's talk about when the case will be over. Experts in the law say that the SEC will decide on its appeal in the Ripple case by August 15th. Even though the SEC is not required by law to drop its appeal by this date, the parties have until August 15 to send the appellate court a joint status report. This report will probably say whether the SEC will go ahead with its appeal or drop it, which would end the legal fight. August 15th will have the answer. Okay, it will depend on the state. Just to be clear, Ripple has still not paid the fine. The $125 million fine was put into escrow after the court's decision last year. It's pretty much frozen in time, right? If nothing moves until something does, until something moves, right? What will happen with this case? And will stay there until the cases are over, once both sides drop their pleas, which should happen soon. Wow. These people think it will happen soon, guys. Okay, by the way, this guy is a retired securities lawyer. That means he knows what he's getting at. The cash will be sent to the Treasury. Guys, let's see what happens then. What are the chances that the SEC and Ripple will drop their cases by August 15th? Status report, I don't like to bet, but there is a lot of reason for both sides to have dismissals on file by then, or at least be able to tell the court that they are. By August 15th, guys, okay? Then what is that? 10 days from now? Yes, in 10 days. That everything is truly over, done, or about to happen. What great news, huh? Now, people want to know when the SEC will finish the case with Ripple. This is what I believe. I think they'll finally end the case when this is over. Okay, this move right here, and it goes down like this right here. Okay, that makes sense. I also think it will be by the end of this month. Since I'm looking at the numbers, I think it all fits together, right? That's why they think XRP will go through the roof and reach $5 or more. My humble view is that it will also happen right away, which is why here is Ripple Shop Alderoti's answer to the GOP's banking bill. Please send me information that supports coin innovation and clarity. Okay, now thank you for the chance to respond to your request for information. With more than 10 years of experience working with regulators around the world and lessons learned in our fight against SEC, Ripple is happy to offer our unique perspective as Congress moves forward with laws that protect consumers and open the door to crypto innovation. Okay, so this seems to be for the whole market. To Mr. Chairman Scott, when the committee asks for information about the structure of the digital asset market, Ripple is happy to provide it. Ripple also backs the committee's efforts to create a clear and uniform regulatory framework that encourages responsible innovation, protects customers, and makes regulations clear for everyone involved. Thanks for taking this into account. We're not going to read all of this because it has a lot of lines and other things. I'm going to sum it up for you. That being said, the main points are legislative clarity and tailoring, jurisdictional balance, and the SEC versus CFTC. The proposed laws attempt to define the SEC's and CFTC's areas of responsibility makes things less clear than they were before. It means that the SEC has to keep an eye on most tokens and projects, which goes beyond its normal duties and needs to be changed to make the system more fair. In other words, ancillary goods. The current meaning of ancillary assets might go too far because it assumes that the SEC will always have authority over tokens. XRP Ethereum Solana was once sold as part of an investment deal. Ripple wants authority to be based on specific transactions, not on past events, so that regulators don't go too far. The SEC has abused the way we test, has hurt the business. Ripple wants Congress to write down how we do things with clear, objective limits to make sure they are predictable and stop regulation going too far. Technology works at the protocol level to do things like mining and holding. Consensus systems shouldn't make people follow the rules of securities law. Legislation should make this clear so that the Howey test isn't used in the wrong way. Next, they talk about grandfathering, which means that existing tokens that have been traded widely on permissionless networks for 5 years or more should be grandfathered in and not be subject to securities regulation. This would protect investors and keep the market stable and legal certainty. Finally, they talk about investor protection, which means that the proposed mechanism to end disclosure obligations is fake, which could lead to more regulatory uncertainty. Ripple offers a different standard for grandfathered tokens that is based on objective criteria and changes the idea that the SEC will continue to keep an eye on things. Then federal laws should take precedence over state laws in areas like market structure, stablecoin issuance, and token classification. This would make sure that everything is consistent, but states should still be able to protect consumers and fight scams. What all of this means in the end is basically, this was signed by Stewart, who is the lawyer in charge at the letter, shows that Ripple is determined to create rules that encourage new ideas and protect everyone involved using what it has learned from its lawsuits with the SEC. They are going to follow Ripple's advice because they have been fighting the SEC for years. It's clear that Ripple know why, because the rules and laws are becoming clear right now. As I lead the SEC, I promise to make it clear how the federal securities laws apply to new technologies, financial activities, and technologies that are still in the works, according to Paul Atkins. The staff statement released today on liquid staking is a big step towards making it clear what the staff thinks about actions involving crypto assets that are not under the SEC's control. It looks like I staked my claim and everything is good to go, right? Guys, this is great for Ethereum since it's a proof of stake, right? I had no idea that they were also going after this. Liquid staking is when you stake crypto assets through a software protocol or service provider that gives you a liquid staking receipt token and any benefits that come with it. There is a lot going on right now. What's going on? This is a bag for SEC Commissioner Pierce. The US must fight hard to protect financial privacy in the crypto age, mostly talking about the SEC commissioner said that the company should use technology that keeps information safe and private. If that's the case, then what was that one Zcash coin? I believe it was there. There are things like private protection coins. Does that mean the price of private coins will go through the roof? Yes, in the far future, that either keeps track of or hides information about the transactions, and those coins will go off in this loop. Is privacy really what they want here? The right of individuals to keep their coin in their own names. Okay, let's go. In a federal court in Manhattan a few weeks ago, a co-founder of Tornado Cash began a trial. The main issue of the trial is privacy. Oh my, Tornado Cash. If I remember correctly, Tornado Cash is where it tries to handle your purchases. It combines your cryptos in a way. When you use Tornado Cash, our cryptocurrency is mixed with other coins in a pool and then sent to a new address. It's hard to track back to you guys, like how you might shuffle money to hide where it came from. That is, it tries to hide. For users, they want the American people and their government to fiercely protect people's rights to live private lives and use tools that let them do so. Wow, it looks like Tornado Cash is giving the go-ahead here. Who knows, but that's pretty cool, huh? That's lovely because everything can be tracked on the blockchain. There are times when we want that and times when we don't because the government will know exactly what you're going to spend your money on. But this isn't Finitra. It seems like everyone in the comments is wondering how the case with Ripple will end. The charts tell me that's the right guy, right? Which means that this move